Hey y'all, hey! I'm Kelly Mumphrey. I'm a former federal project officer for a government agency, and in that role as a federal project officer, I was responsible for grants management technical assistance. I was involved in the pre-award, meaning handling process, peer performance for grants, and also post award. So I know a little bit about grants, and I just want to share that information with you. All the information I'm going to share is already public information, but I want to make sure you are aware of the information and really understand what the information is. So if you're interested in learning more about grants and applying for grants, check me out. All of my videos are going to be short, sweet, straight to the point. Today's video, we're going to do search grant tips before and during your grant search. All right, tip one. Before you even begin your grant search, I want you to do something, okay? I want you to define your purpose and your intended need for grant funding. If you don't know your purpose or your intended need, you're going to be searching aimlessly for grants. There are so many grants out there. You need to narrow it down and narrow down your purpose and narrow down your intended need or use of the grant funds. So when you're doing your grant search, you will automatically get results that are specific and exact to your grant needs, your grant purpose, and your use of funds. All right, so tip two, now that you've defined your purpose and your intended use of the funds, I want you to dig a little bit deeper and just think about key words and key phrases that you could extract from your intended purpose or your intended use of the grant funds, so that when you're in your grant search databases, you know your keywords and phrases already. All you have to do is then plug those keywords and phrases into the grant search database to yield results that are applicable to your intended purpose or your intended need of the grant fund. Tip three. Before you even begin your grant search, you've done tip one, you've done tip two. But tip three, I want you to use an Excel document. Before you even start your grant search, create a simple, no frills, just a plain old Excel document where you have a few headings that are meant to capture key information of the grant opportunity, such as the name of the specific grant opportunity, the awarded entity, the amount that you can request, the ceiling amount, and the floor amount. The ceiling amount is the highest amount, and the floor amount is the lowest amount. And if there are some special requirements or eligibility factors that you want to remember, keep in mind. So if you see a grant, you're going to come across a lot. So just have this Excel tracker there to help you track those grants. And also a good column to have in the Excel document is key resources or helpful information and tools. Sorry about the kids in the background. A good column to have is a column that addresses key resources, key links, helpful tools and resources, FAQs that are applicable to that specific grant. Go ahead and designate a column to capture that information as well. If you need a quick template, I've actually created a template. You can check it out in the description below. It's easy. You just need to go ahead and plug your information in as you're going throughout your grant search. Remember, it's simple, plain and simple. Alright, so you completed tips 1 through 3. Now we're on tip 4. So tip 4, you want to make sure that you read. So you found a grant opportunity announcement that you're interested in and you're ready to read and see what it's all about. You may be lucky. Some opportunities may only be, I would say, 5 pages long, or maybe just even 1 page. But what I'm used to in federal grants, they are lengthy, anywhere from 20-odd something pages all the way in the hundreds. And so I just want to encourage you to read it from the beginning all the way to the end, because the information that is captured in the grant opportunities is very important for you to understand it, to make sure you address it in your proposals or your applications, because the information may be a pre-screening factor, it may be an eligibility requirement, or it may even be some key required elements of the grant that you would need to include in your proposal. So like I said, read it from the beginning to the end, and you have to treat that thing like you're in school. I have to read it like 3 times because it's new information. You really want to make sure you understand what the grant opportunity is intended to do, because if it doesn't align with your purpose, as we talked about in tip 1, there's no need for you to apply for the grant. Don't waste your time. You can't make it up. I mean, it is what it is, but it's important for you to understand what it is so you can apply and make sure you have a strong proposal that correlates your intended purpose and your need with the intended purpose of the grant itself. All right, good people, last and final tip, tip 5. I hope you can read that, is think outside of the box. So you've read a particular grant opportunity from the beginning to the end, and you've noticed certain eligibility requirements or certain aspect of the grant that you just don't meet, but you have a clear vision for this particular grant opportunity. So just think outside the box. What resources do you have at your fingertips that could possibly help you apply for the grant? For example, you have a clear vision, a clear project proposal for this particular grant opportunity, but you may not meet eligibility requirements, such as you may not have an established 501c3, or let's just say you found a grant opportunity, you are a 501c3, but you don't meet certain grant criteria of the application. And what I mean by grant criteria, most federal grants, they are graded on a criteria basis, on a point system. So let's just say there's 30 points dedicated to past performance. Well, you haven't had any grants, whether it be federal or non-federal, you just haven't had any grants. I would just encourage you to present that vision, present that plan for your project, for a particular announcement, to a trusted organization that meets the eligibility requirements. And before you even do that, I would just encourage you to put it on paper. Hey, this is your intellectual property, this is your idea, and this cannot be used in any means or any fashion beyond your intended means if you're not directly involved in the project. So being directly in the project doesn't mean you would have to be the lead applicant. Maybe you can serve alongside the project as a project assistant, a program coordinator. That way you can be written into the grant and you can see your idea or your vision come to life. But at best, when you present that vision or that plan to that eligible entity, they know that you are going to be leading with the vision for this particular grant opportunity announcement. So don't get discouraged if you don't meet certain eligibility requirements or you're missing like a key element of the program. There's always ways to work around that. So just be smart, make good choices, and use your resources that you have available. So that's it. I got a little dry on my throat on the last tip, but I just really want to encourage you, if you found this information engaging, insightful, please subscribe and hit the notification button to hear more videos about grant tips from me. Thank you.